So if you're a YouTube content creator like myself, you're probably always looking for ways to get music onto your content without having to worry about copyrights and demonetizing and basically getting royalty-free style music and maybe even sound effects as well. And today I'm going to be talking about two platforms that I have been using. One I've recently been using, but another one that I've been using for over a few years now. That would be Artlists and Audiio. Now, I've used other sites like Epidemic Sound. While relationship to Epidemic Sound to Artlist is intriguing, I personally have felt since taking a look at Audiio that I personally feel Audiio, as of right now, is the better choice, and I'll get into that. And of course, obviously, Audiio versus Artlist, there's a massive difference in terms of things that you can do with Artlist versus Audiio. But today I'm going to mainly focus on the sound part, but I will cover those other differences that Artlist has that makes it such a powerhouse platform to use. And also I'm going to be going into both of these platforms' new AI tools that they have released that is actually quite amazing. What's going on, everybody? My name is James Jackson. If you're new here, I do tips, tricks, news, and reviews for the film and video making industry. So if this is content that you like, definitely make sure to hit that subscribe button and hit that bell so you can stay up to date on all the content going forth. So first, I want to give some disclosures and some disclaimers and but also go into why I'm also making this video. But disclosures first. So in terms of Artlist, no one has sponsored me. I've not been paid by Artlist. I have been paying the annual subscription for Artlist Max for about 2 years now. For my business through my company, D Luminous Productions, we have been using Artlist for our clientele and our clientele works. Recently, I've been asked by Audiio to check out their platform and check out some of their stuff in terms of their music, sound effects, and including their new AI tools that we have. So I was given a temporary license to talk and to put Audiio into my content, into my videos, and basically just if I was to make a video, I could do it. But Audiio doesn't get to see this video. They haven't told me anything what I need to be said. I've just been enjoying the platform for the time that I've been using it. I have my critiques, but there's also such great things about Audiio that we're going to go into this video. Now, the first topic I believe we should go into is pricing, because both of these being subscription models, with Audiio having really the only lifetime opportunity, which is a limited time deal right now, where you could get their whole music. However, you don't get access to their AI tools that they have, but you get access to their musical library for $200. It's a one-time payment that you would have to make. Or you can go with their Pro offer, which will give you all the AI tools, which you may really want to consider this because the AI tools, we'll get into them later. But it will be an annual fee right now for around $200 annually if you do the annual bill, where you get the Pro version. Whereas Artlist, there is no lifetime opportunity with them. It's just subscriptions. Now, they have a plethora of subscription options that include their music, but also their stock footage, their voiceover AI, which we will talk about, and the other offers that they have, including now LUTs as well, which I won't talk about that in today's video. We'll talk about that potentially later. But you could go with Artlist Max, which will typically is a annual bill only option, which is going to be a pretty hefty bill for roughly around $445. They also have lower options as well. I believe Artlist is just like $20 a month if you're just going with their music section. It's just $20 a month that you can offer, and it's a monthly one where you can do that and don't have to pay for anything else. If you're just looking for music, And then with Audio, they have, again, their music only with the lifetime of $200 only, or they have a monthly subscription as well, which I believe is around $25. As you can see, in terms of pricing, there's definitely a disparity between the two of them. But given the fact of the tools that you can get with Artlist Max, I will say that there is a case and a sound argument of why you may actually want to invest that roughly $450 to paying for Artlist Max. Because it's really hard to not really say that this is a fair fight for Audio, given the fact that Artlist has stock footage, it has music, it has sound effects, it has now LUTs, it has plugins to different NLE platforms, it has a voiceover AI, and other AI tools that involves an artboard that I'm really eager to talk about it. But let's try to make this as fair in the beginning as possible, so you guys, if you're just looking for music and sound, and in that case, we're just going to look at the audio versions of services that both of these platforms talk about. So let's start off with Artlist. So Artlist has a high value. I totally do not know the current amount of audio and music that they have in their library. It's a lot, and it's a lot, and they keep adding new ones. Like, it feels like almost every week. That just amazes, because that means that the options that you can get grows. And one of the things will say that I do like about Artlist necessarily a little bit more over Audio is the UI interface. I love the fact that their UI just seems to be more engaging. It's a little bit, it feels more user-friendly, and I feel like if I search for certain things, just in terms of a general filter and look at this, they got various different playlists that they add that are just not general. They're very specific playlists that you can probably find for yourself, and I really, really do enjoy it. And they got a nice bevy of sound effects. Now, this is not to sneeze at Audio as well. Audio has a gigantic amount of archival music and videos that you can use for your platforms. And what I like about both of them compared to Epidemic Sound, which is one of the reasons why I don't really use Epidemic Sound anymore, is that they give you the actual document that basically certifies that you have the license to use their music. So with Audio, every single time you download a piece of music, they will also let you get the license of that music that you can download and store. So if there is any issues, you can essentially put that and load it up, and then it will bypass any sort of potential copyright issues and claimants. And that's what I really like. Both of them offer great whitelistings, and they offer a good amount where you can add multiple platforms, not just limited ones, where you can basically go in and whitelist different accounts that you may have. You can even, if you have a client, you can whitelist that you use frequently and you work frequently with them, or if they have a social media platform account, you can whitelist them as well. That is one of the benefits of both of these. And it's one of the reasons why I started moving away from Epidemic Sound many years ago, was the fact that when I canceled my subscription from Epidemic Sound, I started noticing it, but it was like years later, but I started noticing that even though I didn't add any music to Epidemic Sound after I canceled, but content and video content that I released before I canceled my video subscription, all of a sudden started getting demonetized. It wasn't a lot, and there's still way more content that I had using Epidemic Sound that are still there, I'm still getting monetized on, but there has been several that I've now discovered that all of a sudden I'm no longer able to monetize that because I don't have Epidemic Sound. In this case with Artlist and Audio, you don't have to worry about this. Even if you cancel, as long as you don't all of a sudden upload any new stuff afterwards, anything that you had before and you had the license for it, you're going to be good. Now, going on to the positive side of Audiio, which has over Artlist, and that is the fact that you can actually, like you could with Epidemic Sounds, you can actually select specific stems, so drums, guitars, strings, vocals. You can pick very specific pieces of that. You can get a whole stem set and download it, and then you can just recreate the music however you want to, giving you much more flexibility and creativity. I cannot stress to you enough that that is probably the biggest Achilles heel of Artlist, is the fact that they don't allow you to use all the stems separately. When you download their music, it's just the music itself. There is no stems, and that is probably the most frustrating thing, because there may be something that comes up in a specific part of the song that I don't want. Maybe there's like a vocals that comes in that I don't want, or maybe a very set of strings or some heavy metal guitar comes in at a certain point that I didn't want at that specific time, but I can't get rid of it because I have to use the whole song, which makes me do this whole dance and number of trying to make the music sound fluent, but also taking away the inorganic. Having stems makes all the difference in the world, and that is one of the key things of why I love using Audiio, is the fact that I can basically take a song, break it down, and basically use it how I want. And that's one of the reasons why I absolutely love Audiio. And the sound effects are great as well, and everything feels good. It's easy to access. It's very easy to find. Now, I have to talk about the AI tools that both of these platforms now offer. I'm going to start with Audiio first. So Audiio actually now has two, but the one that has been most popular, most well known so far is basically they have this AI tool where if you grab any music, whether if it's from SoundCloud, it's from YouTube, it's from your Apple Music Store, or any sort of music platform, you find it. If you take the link of that song and you put it into this this AI, it will basically put out a series of music from Audio's catalog that that shares relationships with that type of song that may give you some similar feeling vibe. I like this as well as the other tools that AI tools that we talk about, because it keeps everything into what the creators that these platforms are using, they still benefit it, because the AI tool is basically simplifying the search that you are looking for. If you're looking for these tools, they're not recreating new music through this tool and then basically screwing over their content creator contributors. So I love that, and Artlist is the same way with their AI, which I'll get to later. Having said all that, this one, it's been hit or miss, if I'm going to be honest with you. It's a hit or miss for me. Sometimes I will find it, sometimes I not. To give an example of the hit or miss of Linkshare, if you find a popular, really, really popular song, so something like Uptown Funk, it will create a bevy of songs that are relatively have the same vibe and feel for it. I can always catch your groove. I've been hurt before and saw you inside me. Pulling on my heart, all the strings will fly. See, you can take the cake, I'm just icing. However, once you go to something that is maybe not as high pop, or like very, very, very popular, or even a more niche genre of music, something like, in this case, I'm going to give you an example of Jamaican dancehall music, where I put the link of the song that originally I had, and then I put it in there. It becomes, well, you guys take a listen for yourself. Step in the scene, all the light shine. Ain't nobody with a vibe like mine. So original, not your typical. It still has, it's a very intriguing start. It has a lot more to grow. However, Audiio now has a brand new AI tool called Hans.AI. It is a text-based prompt search tool. So essentially, what you do is you give a description of what you are looking for, and it will scurry its archives and give you suggestions. I believe up to like 6 or 9, I can't remember correctly at the top of my head, but it'll give you 6 or 9 suggestions based on what you are looking for, and it is actually amazing. In fact, it is so good that the issue that I had with the Linkshare AI from Audiio is actually kind of solved with Hans.AI. So I put a description involving a Jamaican dancehall song for a nightclub, which was kind of the same feel and vibe of the music video that I wanted, and I actually got much more effective results. Take a look. This is the thing that I've been asking for all these royalty-free service, whether if it's music, footage, or anything. This is what I have been wanting from all of them, which was I have this idea, I have an idea of what I want to, help me narrow it down instead of trying to figure out, okay, corporate, trying to find general models. Just I give a description and it gives me out a good hit rate, a decent hit rate. It's not perfect. It doesn't give me just like 10s across, but it gives me enough that I go, yes, oh, I like this one. I like this one. It gives me the options. Now, having said all that, we got to talk about Artlist. What Artlist has done is taken the tools that Audiio has done as well, but then offered new features and new things that have just taken it to 11. Let's start off really with the artboard portion. And essentially what it is that this is basically your hey, you tell Artlist what your project is, and basically it goes through all of its archival from its library, and it will do just like what Hans does. It gives you suggestions, and it gives you multiple catalogs of suggestions. Not only were they able to find music and provide music suggestions for me, but because Artlist has a whole bevy of stock footage, sound effects, as well as now voiceover, Artlist was able to suggest video stock footages that I could use to incorporate into my video. It provided music, not just music, but it broke it down into categories. Then it threw in the sound effects as well, where it gave me waves splashing. It gave me the sounds of a bustling city. It gave me the sound of a library or exploring a building. It gave me all these things just from that prompt. And from there, I was able to go and click, okay, I can, hey, here's what I want for this project. Here's what I want from this. I took this, hey, we'll take this stock footage. We'll take this right here. And that's what blew my mind right there with Artlist, is the fact that you can now, this is a great tool with all the additional services that they provide, and this is why I say Artlist Max may actually be worth it. Because in terms of the planning stages, if you've ever tried to do pre-production and try to get a project on the ground, you know it's just trying to make sure to have that motivation to continue doing and building little things. It can get tiresome, especially when you got real life involved. With Artlist, what it does, it just gives you just enough to just keep going. And that's really the key to success in this business. It's like you may become in a slump, because I sure as hell have found myself been put in slumps. But if you can just find ways to just do a little step every day, just one step here, one step there, that can just continue to push forward to whatever project you're trying to make come together, it's an absolute win. And this is what Artlist does. It gave me a spark and gave me an idea to start running and how to piece it together, put it together. And it gave me a whole catalog that I can already put on the board. So if I'm ready to download it, I can. This also can be used for if you're trying to pitch an idea, trying to put together, the concept, the idea of it. This is a great tool. You get the music, you get the vibe, you can throw in the sound effects to really bring the world together of this world that's right now in your head, that you can make it into a reality, that you can take it to producers. If you can take it to crew members so they can understand, department heads so they can see what the vision is. But it doesn't stop there with Artlist. We got to talk about their voiceover now. I have been taking on with the voiceover for quite a few months now. And when it first came out, it was already very, very good in terms of the quality of what it did. But I don't know, recently I just tried it again, and they've made changes and it's gotten so good it's actually getting scary. If you saw my short that I put out just a few days ago, you would have saw that I basically put it in a different language. I decided to try putting something in French.
Jusqu'à des prairies apaisantes. En voyant cette terre de mes propres yeux, je comprends l'émerveillement, mais aussi les luttes endurées par de nombreuses personnes.
It was shocking. It was shocking because it was able to replicate breaths before the dialogue would continue. It would replicate pauses and stutters.
When I took my first step into filmmaking, I felt the weight of all my decisions at once.
And what's also cool is that you can choose the different emotions. So you can keep a very neutral, you can go with an optimistic, you can go with anger. And now when the English, at least in the English versions, you got various different regional dialects. So you've got America, you've got British, you got Australian, you got Indian. Hopefully this expands more, because this expands more both in English but also more in French, because right now it's just French. And same way with all the other languages, that if they can put more regional differences, this tool is so scarily powerful. But what's even cooler and what's amazing is that you could actually take that dialogue that you create from the voiceover and you can create that to be your artboard description. So when you take your dialogue, now Artlist can also generate you music, footage, and sound effects that you can put together in your catalog, in this catalog, and build an amazing, something that could just get your set up to out and running. So now that we've gone through this, which one should you go with, Artlist or Audiio? If all you care about is music, if you don't really care about voiceover, or you don't really care about having stock footage, you just want music and sound effects, Audiio is really hard to beat, just given the fact that it offers you the stems. And to me, that's way more important to me when it's just about the music, just having that control. And so I don't have to fight with whatever these royalty-free musics that I select. I don't have to fight for it. And if you can go with the annual subscription pro version, the AI tool just definitely helps you weed through all the additional stuff and get you back into just creating. Having said that, if you are running a business, or maybe you're delivering a whole bunch of content to clients, or you got a bunch of passion projects, or you may just need that extra oomph, I don't see how you cannot beat Artlist, and specifically Artlist Max, given the fact that the large library of stock footage that they have, which, by the way, to me is still one of the best library stock footage videos that we have right now, because they actually tell you what camera they were shot on, if they were shot in log, and they even offer you, if the camera was uploaded in RAW, they even offer you the raw footage if the camera was shot in RAW. That's such a huge difference. Just knowing what camera I was using with completely helps me in the post-production, in the color grading process, in making things work. And Artlist has that and gives you all that details, and that's why I really love working with for sort of footage. But now with this new AI tool with the voiceover, which is scary good, combine that with the artboard, which now gives me suggestions with music content, sound effects, and even video stock footage using voiceover, or I just have a project in mind that I just want to go ahead and just get the description. that changes so much. And you can always update it. It will update the suggestions as well. I really, it's in terms of a package deal. Artlist Max right now is really hard to beat, and I would suggest if you're looking for all that stuff, because you can have that cost go to your clients, and it just makes it an easy, seamless transition. And even though this is priced a lot, you can put this is something that you can have a charge for your clients in terms of being able to offer additional video content that they can use. And again, as I mentioned before, just like Audiio, you do have a license that you can download that they can use to make sure they don't have to worry about any demonetizations for any content or that you produce for them. So if you just need music and sound effects, Audiio Pro is the way to go. If you need more with stock footage, AI, and all these other tools, and just an easy workflow, it's Artlist. Now, or if you have the money to have the ability to just do that one-time lifetime payment of $200 for Audiio, and then get something like Artlist Max so you can access those video tools, so you still have the ability to use those stems, and you don't have to worry about the AI, because the AI stuff will be handled with Artlist. Anyways, these are my thoughts on Artlist and Audiio. I would love to know what you guys think. Let me know. Leave your comments down below. And as always, make sure to hit that subscribe button. And until next time, take care, everyone.